proposed efforts within the project that we'd like to consider or have the community consider as we move forward. The first is focused on analytics, and the mission of this proposed project is to extend the framework to support loosely coupled and loading specific modules that support algorithmic access to the EUI repositories. The actual project description is again available on the GitHub wiki. It gives us a way to think about how we might extend our EUI through examples such as cost injection, hooking tariff representations into the EUI, aggregating EUI across usage points. If I have a campus that has multiple usage points on it, can I get an aggregation of that easily within the analytics space? And then, for example, refactoring the time interval from hourly to monthly. The discussion with respect to support of these we'd like to undertake in the next 2 weeks and try to come to a conclusion as to a project plan for initiating this sub-project by the 1st of July if possible. So the sub-activities that we think might be there, integration with our Java Spring as a loosely coupled analytic base, the specifics of the analytics that we might want to initiate as exemplifying the power that we would have here, and then undertaking the testing of the analytic engines in a efficient way. A second proposed sub-activity would be with respect to client services. And as we're all aware, that the ESPI protocols themselves are machine-to-machine and provide standardization for interoperability between data custodians and third-party providers. But there is no standardization or kind of community exemplified way for a data custodian or a third party to speak to a client, either a browser-based client or a mobile client. So the focus of this sub-project is to provide an open source public license implementation of a multi-screened green button client. And this client would be within the application framework, an application framework that establishes simple patterns for engagement, not again intending to provide the most exhaustive set of services, but intended to provide a starting point. As with the analytics, we have a deeper definition of the green button client contained on the OpenESPI wiki. The patterns for authentication from a client mechanism as exemplified in the current work with OAuth 2 that is coming to completion right now. Presentation of the EUI, simple graphical console, mobile, and tablet device presentations. Context and management patterns to allow you to choose usage point, meter reading, interval block selections, and a device experience which allows you to interact with devices, initially just meters, but in the future thermostats and loads, and finally test orchestration. Sub-projects we can see here might relate to a mobile platform, integrating into social platforms such as the Facebook API or Google+, and a desktop. And we envision these being primarily independent of platforms, CSS, HTML5 implementations. And then the final extended proposed new effort is a green button library, or libGB, which provides a collection of libraries that are intended to enable different language and frameworks to rapidly integrate green button capabilities. Extended definition is contained in the wiki under libGreenButton. Looking at obviously the Java Spring package, a bit of refactoring to get common facilities out into a library format, a C#.NET world, PHP, Python, Android, Java, Linux, and then library test orchestration. So in summary, these three proposed new efforts are something that we'd like to have the community consider, and if appropriate, we'll start planning out these efforts for the latter half of this year and then into next year. With that, I think that is a completion of the status of the OpenESPI project for the month of June.